Hello and welcome back. We are here continuing as the Ottoman Empire / Kebab. We are looking to finish up the Sick Man of Europe, a journal entry, which we probably will be doing this episode. Last episode we went after Egypt, we took their dirt, and that was what was going on here. We also had a little bit of a long exchange with Russia, which turned into a bunch of nothing, and then also we passed two very important laws in appointed bureaucrats and laissez-faire. Laissez-faire, of course, being necessary for us to be able to move on to per capita taxation, which is necessary for completing the bureaucratic reform of Tanzimat. The other reform I think we're going to get today is going to be reclaiming Egypt. Now, we started to lose a lot of money last episode as well, despite going on to laissez-faire. One of the reasons is we cranked up construction. We kind of just turned it all on a little haphazardly towards the end there, and so now we're running an iron shortage. We're looking to bring that on up. We also put in, auto queue for specifically in fishing wharves, iron mines, and also wood. The reason for this is wood is generally really efficient, so is iron. We're starting to round out the Tanzimat, or actually we're going to get bureaucratic reform, reclaim Egypt, and we're also going to get urbanization. We're getting very close to finishing urbanization, and this is why we are switching from being more meticulous about where we are expanding. If you take a look, we have one urban center in almost all of our provinces, and exactly one, because we have been specifically pushing up that in order to try and push urbanization, which may have been a little bit overkill, but if somehow we got gummed up and couldn't do the Egypt ones, we would have been able to just go urbanization, bureaucratic reform. So this is good. But for now, we actually want to solve this money problem, and one of the best ways to get money is to fight Great Qing. Don't like that they're amicable, though, because we have been improving relations. We have made a mistake, because if we wanted to grab war reps off them, so this is going to be a little bit tough to grab war reps off them. We'll have to think of another war. Going in, this was the plan. We grab war reps off them. We're stretched super thin. We're already maxing out taxes. We can put in a couple more consumption taxes, but this is not gonna move the needle. By getting rid of some of these bolsters and suppresses, I guess we'll start doing that actually. To try and solve the money problem, and then look for another good war. It's another 2 years before we can declare war on Egypt again, and so we'll just bump this up so we can put in some consumption taxes. We'll look to tax the meat, or we could tax liquor and coffee. Let's do liquor and coffee. Let's look to generate more revenue. Generally, I don't like taxing liquor or all other things equal, because it's going to tax the lower rung pops more, but we're trying to fix this. We're trying to build into this. Now, once we resolve the iron mine shortages and start to really build up our iron mines, we should be in good shape, but we'll come back once I found an acceptable war, because the Great Qing War is not an option. I think I made a bit of a mistake improving relations. My plan was inviting them into the customs union, but I think that's probably more long-term, and I just wanted to fight them for war reps in Shaanxi, and so now obviously can't do that. Also want to decrease these back down, that way we're not overpaying too much, and we'll see what we can do in terms of finding a better war. So we've decided to go after the Dominion of Persia when we notice something that's pretty nice about it. Now, Persia is generally good because we can incorporate it faster. We notably don't want to conquer anything because we want to finish Tanzimat urbanization, so we don't want to take states. But by dominioning Persia, we can annex them down the line. We can incorporate them in 5 years. They are 5-year incorporation for us, but also they are allied to the Trucal states, which is normally pretty hard to nab. There's going to be a ton of oil there, and they are a subject of Great Britain, and so normally this kind of gets you in a little bit of a trouble, so we're just going to look to annex them after they join Persia in this folly, and we'll see if we can get this in. Looks like Trucal States promptly abandons them though, but we will be going after this and trying to do this, and then we'll have probably just chill time only until it's time to go after Egypt, which I think is 26 months is what it was. Yeah, so 26 months, but up until that point, we will just look to Dominion Persia. Can't really generate as much money as we wanted to with one of these wars. Really wanted to go for something in regard to going after Great Qing and get another 30k sort of subsidy. So we might have to roll back construction. I hate doing it, but this is a little bit much. We are, a great power, so we're paying the smallest interest rate possible, but we'll see what happens as we pull the iron price down, because right now we're running iron shortage. So we'll see what things look like after that. So we hit the Tanzimat urbanization completed, which is big, nice. Now we can shift gears if we want and focus a little bit more on specialization. Also, the deficits come down a huge amount as we have managed to fix the iron price. And so we will consider kind of focusing on one place, but I don't think we're going to. Our economy is already really spread out. We don't have any clear choices. I think in regards to, I think Azurnum is one of the better places to put a resource decree, but it's not very good in any of these places. I think we'll just keep it spread out and just look to organically kind of build up to economies of scale, which we'll switch to focusing on now. And so, for example, instead of building like 3 iron mines all over the place, we'll build 10 iron mines here in Erzurumum. This has been an inefficiency we've been eating as the Ottoman Empire to complete that reform, but now we only need one more reform, and as soon as we pass this tax law, we will get that reform, and so we are well on our way to being fully reformed without even needing to take the secondary war off of Egypt or using the suppressed separatism. So it looks like we're going to hit almost all of them except for education, which in 1.2 was bugged anyways, which is why we kind of haven't been moving towards it anyways. And so also this Persia war is looking like we're just going to rickroll them, so we'll see how things, well, we know how things will go actually with that one. We are hitting a little bit of a tense situation here where we're kind of depending on per capita taxation going through in the next couple of passes or pass-throughs in order to try and get us onto, you know, kind of solving this deficit. Okay, there we go. We get big lucky, big happy. And we get bureaucratic reform completed on Tanzimat. We're so handsome and good at this game, we just roll nice every time. Well, that was the 60%, but we finished that. We complete the Sick Man of Europe along with it, and so now we have the Sick Man of Europe finished. Tanzimat, the reorganization. The Ottoman Empire successfully modernized and reasserted itself on the world stage. A new era begins for the Ottoman state. We can get home offense, home defense. Probably not super happy about this. The weekly innovation gain is okay, I guess. We could get a claim on a whole bunch of things. We'll probably do this one. We could follow through with urbanization, which gives construction center building throughput plus 25%, but we do have to pay more on construction goods, so I don't think we want to do this. And that bureaucracy, no, we'll take the claims here. And now we are stuck in as fully recognized, and of course we get the extra tax capacity from finishing Tanzimat on top of the tax law. We'll just let it tick for a little bit to see kind of where we're at. You have to think of it as this number plus this number, but things are looking really, really nice. Now, I said we were just going to get the Tanzimat reforms, but I think it wouldn't be a complete run unless we completely go after all the Egyptian dirt, and so we will be continuing this run in this episode and trying to go after the Egyptian dirt if we can. We might spike an ally, look for France, Austria, or the UK to be an ally before we start this war. That way it's nice and easy, and then we'll also wait till we're maybe, before increasing construction anymore, I think it would be nice to wait until we're maybe at a 50% deficit. Actually, I'm a dirty liar. We want to actually build up universities. 200 constructions is generally kind of a threshold where I start really wanting to build universities. Universities benefit a ton from throughput. Currently, our throughput cap is 21, and so, or just 20, so we'll build the unis up to level 21, and this will allow us to kind of start catching up on tech as well. It will max out our, you know, research speed, our active research speed, which won't be very fast, but it will also give us a lot of spillover research speed, which will be quite useful because anything that does not get used to the direct research overflows to, you know, natural spread, where we're getting like Bessemer process here. In military, we're natural spreading army reserves, and society, we're not spreading empiricism, and so this will help us overall to catch up on military, or catch up on tech. And I think after this, we would in fact want to, you know, after we get water tube boiler in regards to the tech, we'll probably go for mechanized workshops here to boost the throughput bonus, and also look, actually no, we don't want mechanized workshops. We are actually needing railroads after this, so we will go Actually, we'll go railroads after atmospheric engine, I think. Atmospheric engine is also a very important technology. We probably should have researched it earlier. Atmospheric engine pump switches your mines to being capitalist owned, and it also just greatly increases the output. And so we'll probably look to do that, and then have a little bit of a go at the Egyptians. Okay, so we have just completed a trade agreement with Great Britain, and this is because we are looking around for allies, just to look to make things a little bit easier. Great Britain's actually a fantastic ally to have, because as long as you're allies, you're going to get plus positive relations, and this will prevent Great Britain from sticking their finger in your pie continuously. And so we're going to try and do this right before we go after Egypt. Now we're also working on census suffrage, and so this will help out quite a lot, and we can also tie up the UK in all of our wars. And so from this point on, we will want to always be at war, but we will go after Egypt here. Now we don't have too much infamy, but we are going to be going over 25, so hopefully, you know, this doesn't cause the UK to kind of decide that they want to leave us, but we are going to put in all these war goals. Now they are going to be fearful, and so we might need to upgrade some of these war goals, and we might just do, you know, return these ones and upgrade these. It will cost us a bit of infamy. I believe we get refunded if they back down. If they back down, we'll probably be, you know, I guess we'll be taking them one at a time, but we will also put in war reparations on them and look to kind of have a bit of a go at them. We will not mobilize very much. Hopefully they don't back down. Maybe this is a reason to not use the UK. It actually makes a lot of sense to not use the UK in this instance, because they don't have a lot of mobilization strength. So maybe that was a big mistake. Maybe that was a big mistake. We'll see how things shake out. We do have enough for another sway. No one else has an interest in there, though. It's just going to be us. Colonization is going to be super nice once we get through census suffrage and some other stuff. There's really so many laws to pass as the Ottomans, but we'll just kind of wait and see how things go. I guess we're kind of fine with this one. Just get a little bit of a malice here just to make people happy. And hopefully they don't back down. You don't want to back down. We'll even make this primary, make it worse for you to back down. Atmospheric engine is going to be huge. Just to quickly cover it, what it will do is it will make us really happy. No, what it will do is it'll nearly double the output of all of this, which should actually make us super good spot monetarily. We were having problems with qualifications here, so we pulled back the unis to only building up to level 13, and so we'll continue to have this sort of problem. A large part of it is off of, you know, radicalism and our incredibly low literacy. So once we get past this law, we are gonna, I mean, there's so many laws we need to pass, but we really need an education system of some sort, and in particular, if we've not gotten empiricism, we need to research it, you know, in the near future. It looks like we'll just we're not NAD spreading it, so we'll research that next after railways. We do have some infrastructure problems in some places, but it looks like we get this war with Egypt, and we should absolutely roll them, and so this will be super good for us. Not for them, obviously. So we enforce on Egypt taking back our rightful dirt here. We're going to play a little bit longer just to look to get census suffrage here, but we have successfully done the Tanzimat / getting all of the Egyptian land back. We're just going to declare war here and look to annex them as we are trying to pass census suffrage, and then we'll kind of wrap up the episode / I think the run here, just the 3 episodes for doing the Tanzimat. And I think we're going to wrap things up here and just take a look at what we've done. We're 14 years into the game. Over the course of the last 3 episodes, you know, we have expanded a little bit in Persia. We have annexed Tripoli just now and puppeted Mascara in that war. We also passed the law we were working on. We got census suffrage through, and we had our first election, and now we have a very legitimate looking government, mainly off the back of the fact that we are still getting a ton of legitimacy from, you know, the Forbidden City here in Beijing, which is a pretty big deal. It has helped out a lot for this run. It's allowed us to pass laws a lot faster, and this has been pretty good. Now we're hyper legitimate, and we're looking towards overall liberalizing, kind of putting an end to some of this discrimination, because we do have significant discrimination problems. Just taking a look, if we sort by the number of pops, you'll see that, you know, we only have 9 million non-discriminated pops, and it is causing problems, or a little bit more than 9 million. We have loud cars though, so that's what matters. empires. No, we have, and so this will help. We are having discrimination problems as far as employment goes, which is kind of exacerbated by the low literacy rate. And so we do have to play a little bit of catch up in some other regards, but we have, come along quite nicely, on the first bit. And our GDP, like you start off with like, I think 13 or 14 million with the Ottomans. So that's cranked way up. We have about 300 construction. Can't really add more right now, but we are in a solid spot, where our investment pool is not growing too much. It is growing a little bit. We kind of don't like that. Because it indicates that you want to add more construction, but we can't afford more construction, so there we go. But what we will be looking to do, or what we would look to do moving forward, is once we pass this cultural exclusion, this sort of thing, what we would be doing is we would be looking to get off of monarchy onto parliamentary republic. Maybe not immediately, because right now we're actually kind of benefiting from the extra authority, and the local governors, these guys aren't too strong. We're maintaining high legitimacy. We have high on Industrialists and Intelligentsia, and so maybe it's not much of a priority, but the education would be pretty nice to get in. We would want to come off of state religion first, and so we would have to wait to get empiricism, which we are researching right now. So that'd probably be the next go, is total separation, this type of thing. Lower the discrimination, because we're discriminating on orthodoxy. Push through professional army. There's still a lot to be done. There's a ton of law passes you need to do. This is one of the reasons the 20 legitimacy from the Forbidden City is so strong. But yeah, this has been the run. I think maybe I can try and make this available on Discord, and see what we could do in that regard if people want to play from this specific position, where you're pretty well set up. It's not a perfect run, but I think it does highlight how you get an early agitator in order to get a abolitionist, and that this is kind of the way to go instead of the Corn Laws when it comes to going through the Tanzimat reforms. We did them pretty comfortably. We were poised to accomplish even more of them, just not the literacy one, which I think is kind of worth skipping over. We went for slavery banned and homesteading first. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of mini-series on the Ottomans. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and other than that, have a good day.